Good. Well, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's go. And it's not long. It's you know, we'll just do like as if we're really going. And yeah, and so just to preface it, yeah, mindful. I mean, we talk about the power of mindfulness, and we've got the science and research around the value of mindfulness, and we even talk about mindful eating and mindful conversations and etc. And so yeah, I thought of, well, what about mindful toileting? And I love it because we always go to the bathroom. So I really like this. We just talked about people trying to fit in their different practices and programs throughout their day. This, I love these little like go-to things. You are doing this anyway, 6 to 8 times a day. Like it's perfect. And usually you have a little bit of privacy. You know, some people will say, no, not in my house, you know, the door's open and okay, fine. But usually, right? So not only is it 6 to 8 times a day and it's just little snippets, but it's also a time when usually the door is closed and you get a moment. So no phones. I know a lot of people, and me included, take our phones in, and that's, yeah. I remember when I first started doing this, I was so embarrassed to say that because I thought, oh, people will think like how gross, you know, how unhygienic or, you know, oh, she's got her phone. But now it's like, it's like, oh yeah, everybody does that. So, okay. So no phone, so let's pretend. So here we go. So you're going to the bathroom and unzip or whatever, and men or people who stand up when you can do this in standing as well, but let's say we're all pooping, and so we're gonna sit down. Okay, so the airbag. So the first A is awareness. So there you are, just get fully present and aware. And it could be breath or just your feet on the floor, maybe the toilet seat at the back of the legs. You're present. Here we go. And then I is imagination or imagery. So do little imagery. Maybe you want to imagine the poop coming out smooth, and maybe it's not really doing that. Maybe you're struggling, but just imagine you've got your colon, the rectum, and it's coming out. Maybe you're urinating. So just a little imagination, maybe even imagine the pelvic floor muscles relaxing, and then R is relax. So whatever that means to you, maybe you want to relax the jaw, choose some air of the jaw, maybe relax through the toes if they're clenched, maybe the buttocks or abdomen. And then B is breathe. You don't have to take a deep breath or do anything too crazy here, but just breathe. Make sure you're not holding or. And then the other A is a little different than the first A. This A is allow. And I like to put that one in. This is kind of the self-compassion part, like just allow, like, what do you need? Don't worry about my rules, the airbag, like just what do you want to do? We're not supposed to strain, but you know, if you want to kind of shift to the side and let out a little fart, or maybe you want to just a little kind of push on your belly or a little wiggle. So what your body, listen to your body. What does it want? Just allow. Or maybe your mind wants to wander. Maybe, you know, you want to go there. So be kind. And then you're done. I know there's one more, but I always like to do this. So you're done. So you wipe, you flush, and maybe you wipe and flush again. We're pooping, remember. So usually I wipe a few times. And then we come up and we're going to wash our hands. And the G, gratitude. So just a quick, yeah, you know, thanks. I did that. And regardless of the event, so maybe you were happy with it or whatever. And so just some gratitude, but maybe you're struggling, right? And maybe you have some constipation and or whatever it is, or maybe you have pain and that was a really painful experience for that particular one. But the gratitude piece is just, you know, thank your body. You know, it does a lot for you all day, every day. Mm-hmm. You know, heart, lungs, gallbladder, like everything, liver, the colon, the digestive system, you know, our pelvic floor, just all the systems. And just saying, you know, thank you. And sometimes it's not always, you know, what we want. It's not to our expectations, and that's okay too, but just find a little bit of gratitude. And if you did go, like if you were able to go, and maybe, and by the way, this isn't just for people who have issues per se, bowel or bladder issues. You know, I do this, I try to do it, maybe not that fully, but like just quickly, I just make sure I'm present and aware and, you know, breathe, and then just a little thank you. And it's just this idea of, wow, like I was able to be aware that I had to go, and I went, and we take that for granted sometimes. And so 6 to 8 times a day, you're saying thank you to yourself. And we know that that can be pretty powerful. So that's the airbag meditation. And you can do, like I said, shorter if you want to.
But why would you want to?
Well, yeah, thank you for that. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's a really good point. I mean, take your time and enjoy it, and just be present. And you know, it's such a, for me and for the patients that I work with, it's simple and it's so accessible, and it takes a little discipline at the beginning when we're used to, because that's the only time we have, like, to check the phone maybe, and so it takes a little bit of discipline maybe at the beginning, just, I'm going to do this. But after a while, it's just a habit, and you just sit, and like I said, every single time, every single day, like you don't have to like do every single one, but what you'll notice is over time, when you do every single letter, like when you actually, because you have to practice, right? So when you go through that after a few weeks, like it's just so natural. You're not even going through each letter. You're just in the flow. No pun intended.
Yeah. Shelly Prosko, you are a gift to the world, and I'm very glad to live in a world where you are. This is the book.
Ditto, likewise.
And Science in Pain Care. We didn't really talk much about yoga, but I think everything we talked about was yoga, as far as I know.
Oh yeah, we did. Absolutely. That was yoga. We did yoga. We experienced some yoga practices, and all 3 of those, the resurrection breath. I better say Swami Lisa Sarupananda shared that practice with me. I forgot to say that.
The book is available, I presume, with all the usual suspects, Amazon and all good bookstores. Yep. I want to give a shout out to your beautifully filmed yoga practices that you have. Do you want to just tell folks about the where they can find out more about you and about those practices? Where were they filmed? They're gorgeous.
Thank you. Yeah, Vancouver Island in Canada, in British Columbia.
Stunning.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thanks. So
oh, the yoga's pretty good too, but the surroundings are gorgeous.
Yeah, it was by Mike Bernard, cinematographer, dear friend, and yeah, I knew I wanted to splurge and you know, and do that because it was important to me. Nature, that's a whole other conversation, you know, just with nature. And so yeah, so well, you can just go to my website. That's probably the easiest. So that's physioyoga.ca, because I'm in Canada. So physio yoga, PHYSIOYOGA.ca. And yeah, and you know, browse. Like I have a lot of free stuff. Yeah. So you go to offerings, and you can go to the tabs on online videos. So if you go to offerings, online videos, you'll see those videos there. There's a nice 4-minute promo trailer, so you can get a sense of what it's like. And then there's other things on there too that are free. But I'll give you a code. Do you want a discount code for everybody?
Super.
So when you find that one, and it's creating pelvic floor, or no, what is it called? Creating pelvic floor health. Yeah, it's called Creating Pelvic Floor Health. And actually, I'm going to say 2 ways you can find it in case you have trouble on the offerings. If you go to my website, like I said, in the little corner, there's the Vimeo icon, the V. You click on that, it takes you right to the page. So that's the best way to find it. And if you plug in the buy all option, if you plug in the word client discount 10, so that's capital C, LIENT, capital D, ISCOUNT 10. So client discount 10, then you get 10% off.
That is very kind of you. Thank you very much. And you're also on Embodia?
Yes, I have a course. I have a pre-recorded physio yoga and the pelvic floor course on there, and a self-care that includes some of the stuff we talked about and more self-compassion practices on for healthcare practitioners on Embodia. So, and then we have our book club.
Yeah.
So if anyone wants to join, it's once a month, and you can just a la carte come once. If you just want to pick a certain chapter, they're all recorded, so you can watch at any time. There, yeah.
And
so yeah, so thank you.
Instagram or Facebook you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, just you can pretty much. I'm on social media all the time. I'm on there way too much. So Facebook, yeah, you can Prosko. Actually, it is different. My Facebook is Prosko Physio Yoga, and then Instagram is Prosko Yoga. So you can find me Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. Oh, I'm on Twitter too.
Everywhere.
Yeah. So thank you,
Shelly. You're a goddess. Thank you.
You are too. Thank you. Thank you for reading. You know what? I have to say this. Thank you for reading our book, and just thank you for really reading it and reading it and rereading it and embodying it. And you know it, like just from how I can tell the questions you asked, and that just means so much to myself and Neil Pearson and Marlisa Sullivan, who co-edited, and all the authors as well. Like, it means so much to us, like, when you not just read it, but like you really value it, I guess is what I'm saying. So thank you for that. And thank you for inviting me. This was so fun. And just you're a goddess as well, and you're a gift as well. So thank you.
And yeah, until we see each other again in person, stay safe and well. And thank you for everything.
Bye-bye.